YouTube land? This is Live Life Lori and we're here for another video. So keeping with the whole pumpkin theme, this is October, so I have made so many pumpkin recipes and I'm not pumpkined out yet. So today we're going to make pumpkin pot pie with a puffed pastry. So I'm not sure how many peas that is, but anyways, let's get right into it. First thing we need to do is take out our puff pastry out of the freezer. So I just bought one, it's called phyllo pastry. And there are 16 sheets in here, so we're just gonna merge them all together and put it on top of our pot pie. Get your pumpkin ready. So I actually purchased, I figured one whole pumpkin is too much for us. We only have a family of 3. So I bought this little, kind of like a quarter of a pumpkin. So I'm going to chop this up, but if you don't want to do this, you could use a pumpkin puree from a can. Just use a small can, you don't need very much, so I will give you the measurements in a moment when I chop this up. So we're only going to use 1 heaping cup of chopped uncooked pumpkin. If you have the pumpkin puree, I would suggest maybe just 1 level cup, just because I know it's going to reduce when you cut it. I'm actually going to save the rest because it was a little bit too much. I'm going to chop it up and put it in the freezer. That way I can just throw it in soups or casseroles throughout the winter. Good way to save food. To save time cooking in the oven, since the potatoes and the pumpkin is going to take a while, we're going to do a little bit on the stovetop just to soften the both of those vegetables first. So we'll just start off with a little oil to fry up the onions. And I forgot to give you guys the update. If you have watched another video, you knew that my stove broke, or the oven, so I did get a new one. So it is working, but I just thought this might be easier just to see the cooking. So once your onions are sauteed, we're going to go ahead and put in 2 cups of vegetable broth. Once your onions and vegetable broth is up to a boil, we're going to go and add our 3 medium to large potatoes chopped up. And this is 1 heaping cup of chopped uncooked pumpkin. I didn't roast it or anything. We're going to add in the carrots and celery too. I put 3 medium, or I guess small to medium celery stalks, and we have 3 medium to small carrots. So we're going to throw those in because those do take a while to cook also. So you can see it's very filled up, but that's okay. They're all going to reduce and get soft, and there'll be more juice in it once you keep the lid on it. Now we're going to season it. Sorry, my voice here. So I have a 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric. And we have a 1/2 teaspoon of basil and a 1/2 teaspoon of thyme. And I don't have a little bowl, so I'm just going to add some cayenne, but it's your call, whatever you'd like to put in. Again, you don't need salt. I know I say this in a lot of the videos. Anytime you use vegetable broth or those bouillon cubes, you don't need any salt. And also celery. Celery has a lot of salt, so you don't need it, but you could add it if you would like more salt. And you can also add pepper, black pepper. Once the vegetables are tender, then you're going to just take it off the heat and just set it aside. You can leave the lid on it. And now we're going to get another pot and we're going to get our flour and plant milk mixed together just to thicken it up a little bit more. So in our new pot, we're going to add 1 cup of plant milk, whatever plant milk you'd like. And then we have a 1/2 cup of, I'm using oat flour, you can use any flour you want. Make sure you pour a little bit at a time and you're whisking it quickly so that way you won't get any clumping. So you can see it's already thickening up. Look at how thick that is now. So we're going to add our thick sauce that we just made with the flour and water. And I made this because a lot of my videos I do use coconut milk in the can, and I know not everybody, has access to find that one. I know exactly what stores sell them, so I go to that one because it doesn't have a lot of ingredients. But some people might not like coconut milk. So this is kind of the way we used to do sauces, I guess, before all these easy convenience food. Just add a little flour and plant milk and you can thicken up any soup or sauce. So you just want to incorporate that thick flour and milk sauce into your base. And you can see it's already coming together. The last 2 ingredients we're going to add before our puff pastry is 1/2 cup of peas, frozen peas, and 1/2 cup of corn. So obviously these are optional. You can add whatever vegetables you would like, but traditionally chicken pot pie would have some chicken in it. So we are trying to fully max out this casserole and have so much vegetables that you don't miss the chicken. So we'll just give this a stir, and you could also add some protein. You could add some lentils or black beans, chickpeas. Really, there's just so many options you can do. And as I'm stirring this, you can see it's turning a nice orange color, or yellow color, I guess, a little bit from the pumpkin and also from the turmeric. Look at this yummy goodness. So thick, so good. And all vegan. So we'll just pour that in. Look at how thick and delicious that looks. You want to preheat your oven to 400, and we're going to be cooking this for an hour, but once the top part gets nice and crispy, just go ahead and cover it with tin foil and then cook the remainder. So it'll probably take about 40-45 minutes to crisp the top part so it's nice and brown, and then just put tin foil and cook for another 20 minutes until that way all the layers are cooked. Now it's time to get our pastry. This is probably the best part of this dish. I know everyone who's had some kind of like pot pie or anything with a puff pastry, that is really what we're talking about here. That is the best. So this was actually, you buy it in the freezer section and you just open it up. So it kind of comes in this giant layered type thing. So we're just going to put it on, but we're going to tuck in the corners. I'd recommend putting a pan underneath because it does bubble on the side. So just to make sure your oven stays nice and clean. So now let's slice into it. Oh, listen to the crisp. Oh my God, this is gonna be so delicious. So I'm actually serving it with a side salad. So let's see. I think the first piece is going to be a little bit tricky, but the next pieces might be easier. There we go. Make sure we get all the juice in the bottom. So let's try it now. So I just have it on the side here. I'm going to get a little bit of the, might need a knife to slice into this. Listen, crispiness. Get a little bit of the juice. Let me try it. This is so good, so decadent. Such a fulfilling meal with the salad alongside of it. So I hope you guys do try it. If you do try this recipe, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. Until next time, bye!